What could you do if you had more confidence? How to build self-confidence today at Live on Purpose TV. There are a few things that are more attractive than self-confidence. How are we going to achieve that? There's a paradox. Oh, big surprise! I've thrown a few paradoxes at you. This is another one. A lot of people don't realize that low self-confidence is a problem with destructive pride. I'll throw that out there for a minute and I'll explain what I mean by that. You wouldn't necessarily think that, oh, low self-confidence, low self-esteem is a problem with pride. It sounds like the opposite. But here's where I'm coming from. It's based in opinion, not fact. Opinion, not fact. There's a really entertaining movie out there called Inside Out. And it's about the workings of the mind. It's an animated show. Probably you've seen it. And there's one part where they're riding along on the train of thoughts and it gets a little bumpy and all of the stuff spills. And there's thoughts scattered around and there's ideas scattered around and there's facts and opinions all over the place. And one of the little characters was a little worried about it. How are we going to get them all back in the same place? How do we know where the facts go and where the opinions go? And somebody else says, oh, don't worry about it. They all look alike anyway. Facts and opinions. We are so confident about our own opinions, that's where the destructive pride kicks in. For example, if you're my client and I get to know you over a period of weeks and maybe months, I develop an opinion about you. Now, do you have an opinion about you? Yes, you do. Does my opinion match yours? Probably not. Right? There's some differences. Who's right? Okay, now notice that you know that you're right. You do. And you'll take my opinion and you'll write it off and you'll discount it and you'll say, oh, Dr. Paul, you're so nice and I'm paying you and thank you for being so nice to me. Right? And you'll totally throw my opinion out the window, even though I'm the one with the PhD, even though I'm the one that's the psychologist. You'll hold your opinion above mine and you'll know that you're right. Okay? And I'm not even saying I'm all that smart. I'm just saying you know that you're right. What about your spouse? What about your parents? What about your ecclesiastical leader? What about your rabbi? Do these people know you? Do they have an opinion about you? Does their opinion match yours? Who's right? You see what I'm talking about? So to hold an opinion of ourselves that is low is no different fundamentally than holding an opinion of ourselves that is higher than thou. That's I'm everything. I'm God's gift to the world and you're nothing. There's no difference fundamentally between those two positions. The truth of the matter, you and every other fellow human being on this planet, you have value inherently. It's built in and you can't change it. One of the most fundamental beliefs that causes depression is the belief that your worth can change. It can go up, it can go down. The truth is your worth is great and it's fixed. Okay, now that's my opinion. You can see what your own opinion is about that. But I'm standing behind that as truth. Now, if that is true, and I think it is, here's another true thing about human beings. We all have strengths and weaknesses. We've all got both. You are not a special case. The fact that you have weaknesses does not mean something's wrong with you. It means you're human. Welcome to Earth. That's how we roll here. Just like every other human being on the planet. Can you think of anyone who doesn't have weaknesses? No. Right. That's the human condition. Guess what? You've also got strengths. It's true of every person on the planet. You're not a special case. Oh, and by the way, special case, I call this the special case syndrome in my book. Special case is when you set yourself up as being different from all those other human beings on the planet. You're not, okay? You're special just like all the rest of us are, meaning you've got your own package of skills and abilities and disabilities and weaknesses. You've got a special package, but you're not a special case because everybody has it. Are you with me on this? Now, where are we going to go with that? Destructive pride gets in our way and tells us that we're different from everybody else. You're not. You got strengths, you got weaknesses. How are we going to improve self-confidence? We focus on our strengths, because that allows us to then use those strengths to show up and bless the lives of our fellow human beings. And we can do it in a big way when we focus on what we can do instead of what we can't do. When we focus on our abilities instead of our disabilities. When we focus on what we have instead of what we have not. And this creates an ability for us then to show up and bless the lives of other people. This is one of the paradoxes in psychology. The best way to get what you want is to help other people get what they want. And it's a bit of a paradox, but it works beautifully. When our focus gets off of ourselves and onto how we can serve and provide value for other people, that's when we really start to grow in our own strength and in our own confidence. There's a lot of psychological reasons for that. Trust me that when we focus in that area, it improves our own sense of who we are. And the strategic side effect is that other people are going to love us. And they're going to appreciate the impact that we have in their life. But we're not doing it for that purpose. We have simply shifted our focus to how we can provide value for them. So one of the formulas here is to produce more than you consume. Produce more than you consume. Because of our weaknesses, we have to consume. And by weakness, I don't mean, those things that are, oh, I'm embarrassed about that. I mean, even just the mere fact that we are mortal human beings means we have a weakness. It's called mortality. You have to sleep, you have to eat, you have to take care of the physical structure that you're housed in. That's a weakness, technically. Take care of that. And the gifts and talents of other people will help you to fill those needs. I go to the grocery store and I buy food that I did not produce. I did not harvest. I get dressed every morning in clothing that I did not fashion from fibers that I did not harvest. You with me? I'm relying on the gifts and skills and talents of other people just to get dressed in the morning. Now, what can I provide? That is the important question. What can I provide? How can I create and produce value for other people out there? And in doing so, I'm using my strengths and my resources and my assets to make a meaningful difference in the lives of other people. That is how we build self-confidence. And it's not about us. It's about the people that we serve. That's the key. Produce more than you consume and get out of your own way. Really, you're not a special case. You're part of a human family that shares the same characteristics. Who'd have thought that it's going to take more humility to have more self-confidence? Well, now you know why that's true. Hope to see you tomorrow for Live on Purpose TV.